I'm just grateful to have Eric Thomas and CJ and everybody that's been there before, because I mean, when I just came with to Eric one day and I said, man, I just want to speak, man. He said, cool, let's do it. And just to see that, just realize that that man has vision and just follow him and understand what's going on. So please give it up for Eric. The theme tonight is, what does it mean to be black, right? Now, I was talking with somebody the other day, and we was talking. They said, well, you know, what do you want in a girl? You know, what kind of things you like? I said, it's straight, as long as she don't have no whole bunch of makeup on. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. You don't have to project yourself, or you don't have to mold yourself in such a light that you cater to the media by doing that, trying to look a certain way. When you put too much on. You understand? When you take the makeup off and then you look like somebody else, that's not natural. So I just like it natural. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not hating on y'all for putting on the makeup. I'm not trying to take away from that, because I understand, you know, certain things women do. And again, with the men, you don't need to have throwing your money out everywhere and throwing your whole bank account. If I just reached in my pocket right now, I'd probably just throw a whole bunch of quarters. Let me get a tag. What does it mean to be black? When I thought about that, I want to keep it universal as much as I can. To be black means to endure and overcome an induced failure. That's what it means to be black. For 300 years, we have history on it, where our people struggled and endured the slavery to get to a point to where there was an opportunity to overcome the slavery. And so we stepped out of that and stepped into civil rights, and I'm fast forwarding for real. And we stepped out of civil rights and we stepped into having a president who was black. And what I want to do is tell you to live life naturally. That's about as simple as I can put it. And to be natural, I looked it up, and I love dictionary.com. I just love it to death. But to be natural means to exist without affectation or constraint. So I know a lot of people that are subject to be affected by anything, and they're constrained. And I thought about some black people. So in essence, we're not living life naturally, because history has shown me that I have had the potential through my ancestry to endure and overcome the very thing that was meant to take me out, which was the failure. So I failed. And if you on academic probation, your job as a student is to pass, and let's look at the facts. I was on academic probation, and I said, Walt, you a failure. Because your job was to come here and succeed academically. You failed, Walt. You not only failed yourself, but you failed your color. Because, why? They clumped everybody in this little box and saying, well, you know, black folk, you know, they ain't gonna do nothing. You can't get no 3-point. You can't get no 3-5. You can't get on the dean's list. But when I sat here a couple weeks back, and I'm like, Walt, you're not up there. I said, okay. But I was so thankful for everybody that got a 3-point and above. Please give yourselves a hand. If you didn't get a 3-point, that's cool, because you failed. And don't get caught up in the failure, because failure is natural. Nature fails all the time. Flowers don't grow into mass of millions across the land. It fails some way, somehow. So when it fails, what does it do? It overcomes it. It's natural. The only time you begin to live unnaturally is when you accept failure. So when I look at failure, my perception of failure is no longer poor, because when I look at failure, I look at it as if it's an opportunity for me to step into my success. It is the means to the very destiny of my success. So when I walk and I fail, oh, I'm straight. I fail. So when I look at failure, I'm able to step out of it because I understand that failure is an accessory. It's not something that's linked to me. It's not natural. So when I get a 3-point and a 3.5, I look at success and I say, you know what? Cool. Because success is an accessory. Oh, man. Don't get too caught up in the 3-point and the 3.5. Because the only way you can succeed again is by saying, okay, notching the belt, let's go.
Right.
If I got satisfied the first time I got up here and spoke, I'd be like, what? Because I don't link my success and hold on to it. Because when I see people holding on to success, I can tell you ain't experienced success often. And that's cool. That's cool. But I'm telling you right now to let it go. Because we've become too complicated with trying to, oh man, I feel so bad. That's cool. Oh yeah, I succeeded. And you walking into the next year like, I succeeded, I'm straight, I got a 3.5. So you've complicated your life with failures and with success. They both poison if you hold on to them for too long because they rot. So when I look at failure and success, they accessories. They like jewelry. You get married, you get that. Damn. I hope I can get somebody one of them big boys like that. You feel me? So when you see my wife, you not only see her, but you're blinded by the light. So it's an accessory. So wife can't get caught up in the ring because if you lose the ring, you still got me. That's who got you the ring. So when... So the reason why I say that, don't get it twisted. The reason why I say that is I fall in love with the production of success, not success. So I learned that I obtained success by not being engulfed in my failures, but I obtained success by doing what, black folk? Enduring and overcoming, because it's in my ancestry. It's natural for me to endure and fail and then recognize the failure, analyze the failure, pick up the failure, look at it, throw it away, and then walk right on like ain't nothing happened. I've been on academic probation. I just walked on. I made up in my mind. I said, Walt, you can't go home without a degree. You can't do it. If you go home without a degree, you fail. You failed for real. Lord, bring everybody that is not here back. But you fail. So when I take that into context, I just keep walking. I make a determination, and when I determine in my mind that I'm not going to leave Michigan State without a degree, it becomes a part of my identity. So when it's something that's trying to come against me, that's coming against my identity, I fight for it differently. And that's why a lot of us can't get it. I'm telling you how I got it. I'm telling you, I didn't get a 3.5. I didn't get above a 3-point, but I'm still here because I made the determination. Yes, I need to do better. Yes, I need to be a 3-point and above student. But I'm trying to tell you, in order for you to make it, in order for you to still maintain your status as a Michigan State student, for those that's on academic probation, is to make a decision in your mind and incorporate it into your identity. And when it comes against you, that test said, well, you know what? Should I study? Should I not study? You say, yeah, I got to study. I got to fight for this because it's in my identity, and I made the decision that I'm not going home. That's right. That's the difference between that student that go home and the student that's still here. That's the difference between the student that maintain a 3.5 and up, and the difference between the student that get the 3.5, go to a 3-point, go to a 2.5, go to a 2.6, and then they're gone. Don't hold on to your success for too long. Celebrate it, yes. But when it's over, it's over. Move on so you can begin to obtain another success. You hear what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying? I hope we on the cell phones, and I ain't trying to call nobody out, but I hope we on the cell phones to take notes and not to be texting, because some of us are on the verge of failing for good, and some of us know people that are on the verge of failing for good. So take this in, not just for yourself, but for someone that may need it. I love y'all, and I definitely hope that you all maintain your status and then continue to grow and improve. It's my time.